Hi everyone, and welcome back to GSTP Part 1. And we're still at the very beginning of the semester. And as you begin to get into this semester and your thesis project and paperwork, I just want to give you one research tip that I think is going to be really handy. All right, remember during the welcome video we talked about the goals of GSTP1 and we went through, getting your committee members and your proposal plan project and portfolio. Well, as part of your thesis paper, and as you know by now, it has to be in the MASD formatting, which is a new thing. So as of this spring 2015 student handbook, there's some formatting requirements, things, font size and such. In addition to that, and has been the case for some time, you have to follow MLA in-text citations and MLA reference list formatting. And it's not that big a deal, and some of you have already been doing this, but I just tell you, too many students have gotten to the end, and they just go, oh my gosh, I've got to do my MLA stuff, and it's just, it's time wasted and it's stressful in GSTP2 that you could be doing right from the beginning. All right, so if you've taken a look at your handbook, at the very end in the appendices here, good nighttime reading, you'll find this guide to MLA citations. It's just a few pages that the MCAD's Learning Center has provided us for the handbook. And one section of it is in Works Cited Basics. So these are the basic rules for your references list or your works cited list. That's what goes at the very end of your thesis paper, and those are the things that you cited in your paper. And there's one basic version and then many other versions. And if you look in the thesis resources available for this course, there's more and more and more detailed versions for all different kinds of references that you might use. And of course now with so many internet-based publications, there's all kinds that they're a little bit tougher, but you can find them, okay? But basically, you've got to follow this. So take a really good look at that. Also in the appendices, and in this little subsection, is basics of in-text citation. So this is when you have you paraphrase someone or you have a direct quote, and you've got to put their name and the page number inserted into the text. And there's all kinds of ways to do it. There's the basic way, and then there's all kinds of different versions. So become really familiar with that. Okay, remember I told you you're going to beat up that handbook. This is part of that reason. Now a little word about Word. So you're all required to have Word by now, have access to it at least. And there is this handy thing in Word under references here. You could see, oh my gosh, I can put an MLA as one of my styles. And this is really handy. Just note that the version of MLA that Word sticks in there is not quite right, okay? So it's a great way to get started, but you're going to have to go back and make sure they match the version of MLA required by the program, which is in the handbook. And again, in the thesis resources section, there's a bunch more places to look to get it just right. Another thing that you want to be familiar with is in the references section. You got this table of contents, okay? So just be super aware of what's available to you, and that the version of Word that you have, if it even has this, it's not quite perfect. For example, this version of MLA that comes with Word will underline all the references, and the MLA version that we require for this class doesn't have any underlining in it. So that's just one simple thing. It's just a little extra step you're going to go through, but just do it right from the beginning. So my recommendation to you is, as you do your research, even if you don't know yet what your topic is going to be, but you're starting to read stuff, you're cruising around the web, finding stuff that's interesting to you. Whenever you find something potentially relevant, even just potentially relevant, take an extra moment or two, and it really doesn't take that much longer, to write a short summary of what you find. A few sentences, as much as a paragraph, and then write it as if you will be including that text in your thesis. Okay, you don't even have an outline or anything. Maybe you do, but even if you don't have one yet, go ahead and write the short summary. Keep it in a Word document. insert the proper MLA in-text citation for whatever you do, okay? So you've got this short summary. It might have to do with some, big level sustainability thing or something much more specific. Do that and then create a proper MLA reference that goes in the back of your appendix, and do that every single time. It seems like a pain at the beginning, but just get in the habit of it. You'll get really good at it. And I tell you, by the time you actually go put together your paper, you'll have a huge chunk of it already done. And don't say, oh, I'll go find this reference later, because it is not easy to do, and then you got to go and do all the MLA stuff, okay? Another suggestion is, in addition to writing short summaries, just snag a few quotes. You may or may not use them, but just cut and paste them, and then again, put them in a Word document that you'll use to then, put into your thesis paper. Again, with these quotes, if it's a long quote, the MLA citation is slightly different than if it's a short quote. Know what that proper MLA in-text citation is for quotes, and again, create the proper MLA reference resource, which you may have captured already there, okay? And again, you will be so much happier in GSTP2 if you do this now and always, okay? So be a little bit disciplined about this, and you will be a much happier camper. And I'm happy to, anytime you do this, you don't have to submit it as an assignment, but you'll just go ahead and say, hey, am I doing this right? And I'll be happy to check it over and send you happily on your way with correct MLA in-text citations and MLA references, okay? All right, that's all I wanted to do today, and happy research.